Don't miss out on what's happening in the investment markets in general in 2025. Right now, I'm going to give you a high energy, concise opinion on exactly what's happening in 2025. Already, we've seen that gold so far this year is up 26%. Can it continue? I'll explain. Same time, you've seen the stock market is actually flat overall. Although you've seen incredible volatility, tariffs came in, and all of a sudden the market dropped. But then Donald Trump started to negotiate and we got a return. But right now, we're seeing that because Donald Trump has passed an incredible bill, which he calls the big, beautiful tax bill, you're seeing that the bond market is stressed. Why would that be? Well, let me explain with that one first of all. America has massive debt. Debt in total is 36 trillion dollars. That's a lot of money. They want to borrow more money. Of course, in order to borrow more money, they've got to issue treasury bills or bonds, as we would call them in the UK. The market is demanding a higher interest rate. In other words, just like Moody, the market feels that the bond market or American debt isn't as secure as it once was. In other words, the dollar is under pressure. It's down 1% this week. Could it continue? Well, if you're an investor, you should invest in the currency that you intend to end up in. Right now, would you bet on the dollar? Deutsche Bank, and I agree, believe that the dollar has further to go down. So where should you invest? Well, gold's done very well. And right now, China and other countries, they don't want to buy the dollar. They're investing in gold. So if that continues, you've actually got even more upside but for gold. At a very, very, very minimum, if you're managing your money, you should have a diversified portfolio, and gold should be a percentage of that. But don't rule out the stock market. There is upside to the stock market. There's upside, particularly because of AI. There's incredible things happening, I think we all realize. And that, of course, can mean that particular companies, and that's why a managed fund is a good idea, can actually do well. Right now, of course, with tariffs, America is under pressure. But funnily enough, that's actually made Europe sit up. It's actually made it react. And all of a sudden, it started to actually have an advantage. So if you're having your money and you're looking at your investments, just remember diversification is the key. If you're going to invest in government bonds, and I do think there's a reason to have a small percentage in there, or at least 10 to 20%, then you would invest in short term durations. Why? Longer term, more volatile. 1 year bonds, actually less volatile. So if you're a deVere client, we would recommend deVame Equity. It's managed by Guinness. It's had an incredible record, consistently performing. I also recommend our exclusive smart money fund. It's like a money market account where your money's managed into short-term bonds. You're going to get in between 5 to 7% fixed. The money's always available then to go into the stock market if potentially it falls. Same time, you'd have a percentage in structured notes. If you actually look at structured notes, you'll see that in a flat market, they do extremely well. So if you invest in your money, talk to a deVere advisor, make sure you're diversified. And if you want to go your own way, then the same rules apply. But make sure that you get into the right companies, expect volatility, particularly in June and July. Make sure that you've got some diversification in there. Make sure that you're invested in some European stock. Why? It's got an advantage right now over America. Please like and share the video or get out information on a regular basis so you can have your money invested in the right place. To summarize, right now for us in deVere, deVame, Guinness equity fund, high dividend stock, going to perform well over a period of time. Smart money fund, that's going to give you a nice steady return. Structured notes, they can give you a good steady return even if the market is flat. Small percentage in gold, it's a hedge against the dollar falling. That's my fast market update for you. Please like and share the video.